Live from BU softball field here in Boston, Massachusetts, it's an interconference matchup between familiar foes as the number 20 ranked Boston University Terriers take on the Boston College Eagles. For WTVU Sports, my name is Charles Moore, and alongside me, Jack Hughes, and we're just about ready for first pitch here at the BU softball field. How are we feeling, Jack?
Yeah, feeling pretty good. A little cloudy today, but far from the worst weather Boston has seen in this softball season so far. Ready for a great matchup here. Hannah Silk up at the plate. We're ready for a great softball game.
We'll start with the first pitch from Allie Boaz, which is a quick line out for Hannah Silk to left field, and one pitch, one out, and we're underway here in Boston. So these Boston University Terriers, they open up the day this morning. They find out they're the highest rank that the program has ever seen. After such a historic season, 28 consecutive wins. You'd think it'd come last year, but BU is very much on the national stage these days. Boaz puts her second pitch in there for a called strike. 0-1 here to Geary.
Yeah, and for BU, being able to return so many veterans, right, it's allowed them to stay on an upward trajectory.
The 0-1 is in there for a ball. It's 1-1 now.
Yeah, being to keep graduates like Caitlin Coker, like the person on the mound right now, Boaz, like Lizzie Avery, right, that's really let them alongside the development of the youngsters as well.
Fouled off, the 1-1. And Geary will stand in for a 1-2 now.
Again, and that's really been the key to that success, that veteran leadership, being able, to adapt to really any situation that's been thrown at them.
The 1-2 from Boaz, swung on, weak grounder through Boaz's legs, and that's going to get in for an infield single just under her glove, and we've got our first base runner of the game.
Yeah, and for BC, that's going to be the key, right? Getting things going early, right? If you let Boaz settle in on the mound, things are going to get very difficult with the offensive talent that BU has. You got to throw haymakers early. You got to take some risks, really swing at it.
And so it'll be Gator Robinson here, the 3-hole hitter for BC. Lays down a bunt, and it's going to go foul. Audrey Sellers corrals that one, but not before it was in foul territory. And we'll have an 0-1 here. Gator Robinson back in for the 0-1. Robinson hitting .226 on the season, 12 ribs. That ball's going to be down in the dirt, 1-1. Geary on first, not going anywhere. Sellers checks her back. And so the reigning Patriot League pitcher of the year will look in for the 1-1 delivery. Half swung, and Geary's going to take off for second. Sellers guns it down, and she's out at second. Stolen base not to be, and that'll be the second out of the inning. Audrey Sellers coming up firing to retire Geary on the base paths.
Yeah, again, I like the idea overall there from BC, right? As I said, you have to take some risk. Nicole Geary, 8 for 11 on the year for stolen bases. But again, you always have to be very careful with how you run the base paths against Audrey Sellers. Again, her arm, her composure, her reaction time, really just incredible.
So Gator will take the 3-1 now. So we've got 3 balls, 1 strike. True hitters count here for BC's 3-hitter against Boaz. 3-1 pitch. Put on into play, knocked down at second base, and it'll be an easy 4-3 there as the Terriers retire the Eagles 1-2-3 in a non-consecutive order. Okay, so I'm not certain that we're live, but we're trying. Okay. Picture would just be us. Well, no, I can do that, but Welcome back to BU Softball Field. We've got the Battle of Comm Ave here as the number 20 ranked Boston University Terriers welcome the BC Eagles to town. And 1-2-3 inning for the Terriers on defense, and now they'll swing the sticks. Lauren Kelleher is going to put a base knock on the first pitch to the Terriers, and we've got a base runner already on one pitch. Little first pitch swinging.
Absolutely, yeah, from both teams, right, we had a Silk at the top of the first, getting some decent contact, but again, just a little bit of bad luck going right to Kate Pryor. Kelleher there being able to find the gap, and again, the top of this Terrier lineup is just absolutely ridiculous. You got 3 straight 400 hitters to start things off.
And so here's your reigning 2-time Patriot League Player of the Year, Kayla Ronson. Ronson will look at a called strike to start things off.
Now Ronson as well coming off an All-American season, right? The first one.
She bites off a 0-2 count.
First one since 2011. And the first of the Ashley Waters era, though. And Ashley Waters era has been ridiculously successful for the Terriers, right? Really reaching new heights, as we mentioned earlier, right? The highest rank they've reached just this season.
Bronson will watch an 0-2 go by for the first ball of the at-bat. And you are right. What a special half-decade this team has turned in. It's really quite the dynasty here at Boston University for the women's softball program. 1-2 count. Ronson will swing up the middle to the shortstop. She's going to try and go for 2. In time at second, but not at first. So it'll be a fielder's choice, and Ronson will reach it first. But Kelleher is out at second.
That's a heads-up base running. Good effort there from Ronson, right? Could have very easily turned into a double play. Just great effort there to leg that one out and keep things going at least solid with good sense for Caitlin Coker.
And so it's every time they come up, I'm going to have a new award for you. It's the Patriot League Scholar Athlete, Patriot League Defensive Player of the Year, 2021 Player of the Year. It's Caitlin Coker up at the dish, the 3-hole hitter. And she's got a duck in the pond here. She's going to watch the 1-0 go outside for 2-0. So she'll dig herself into a good count here. Grad student, one of those 3 straight 400 hitters that you mentioned, Jack. 432 on the season so far. 34 ribs, 46 runs. 2-0 outside again. And so it'll be a 3-0 count. We'll see if Waters will put the brakes on Coker here to set up yet another base runner, or if Coker will be swinging. She'll watch that one outside, ball 4. And so it's first and second here for the Terriers. And here comes Lizzie Avery.
Coker very disciplined, right? That one being her 14th walk of the year. And so far this year, it's been almost a coin flip whether or not she gets on base, right? And that's been really key, getting things going for the heart of the Terriers lineup.
First pitch to Avery is going to be down low for a ball. And so that's 5 straight balls here for Addison Jackson on the bump for the Eagles. Her 1-0 delivery. We'll look at a strike, or no, that'll be called a ball inside at the knees. Lizzie Avery has gotten a favor there from the blue. So it's 2-0 here to Avery.
Avery as well, one of the more disciplined Terriers on the plate.
3-0 now. Oh no, that one will be called a strike. Now it's 2-1. Jack, I gotta wait for the umpire to make his call here. 2-1 count here to Avery. Avery, yet another senior on this roster, or rather a grad student. She'll see a ball up high, so it's 3-1 now to the grad student Avery. Cleanup hitter with runners on second and first. She'll watch a pitch inside that'll run the count full. 3-2 now, 1 out.
Saw a bit of hesitation there from Avery.
She wanted the walk. 3-2 count. Swung on, popped up high to the shortstop, trekking back, and she'll rein that one in. 2 outs down now, and that'll bring up the second baseman, Brooke DePies.
And these are key situations, right? If you're Addison Jackson, right? The Terriers, you know, if you leave them with base runners on, right, it's very difficult. Right? When you have base runners on, you know, Terriers always a threat to score. If you can get out of jams like this one,
DePies is going to poke that one out to right field, but easily corralled out there by Kylie Doherty, or rather, easily corralled out there by Jordan Stevens. That'll end the inning for the Terriers. 2 stranded, 0-0 going to the second.
damn it.
Yeah, because like what I'm gonna have to do is unplug the mixer, plug in my computer like in between innings. If I'm already down so much percent. I think I can do is this. And welcome back to BU softball field. It's the top of the second as the Boston University Terriers welcome the BC Eagles to town. Star pitcher, defending pitcher of the year for the Patriot League, Allison Boaz, on the bump as we will greet the 5-6-7 hitters the 4-5-6 hitters for the Eagles, starting with right fielder Jordan Stevens. She's going to put a poke over the shortstop's head, and that'll be down for a base hit. So the Eagles have their first hit of the game. A nice little base knock inside her hands. And the Eagles have a base runner.
Again, BC has been doing well to start each of their innings, right? You know, with Geary getting by Boaz on the error, and then, of course, Stevens getting base runner, getting herself on at the start of the second, right? For Boaz, you know, she's been doing well, getting herself out of jams, as well as Sellers with the caught ceiling.
Going to lay down a bunt here for the first pitch for the catcher, Macy Hiltz. That fouls back to the backstop, so it'll be the first strike of the at-bat, but that's the second bunt that the Eagles have tried to lay here to start this game through 2 innings.
Again, against a team as talented as BU is, right? Sometimes you have to make sacrifices to get those runners in scoring position. You know you don't have a lot of opportunities.
She squares again, fouled back once more over Audrey Sellers, the Terriers catcher's head. So it'll be 2 strikes now. She could lay down another bunt, but it may not, at this rate, go well for her. Another foul, and that's a strikeout. So it's 0-2 here to Hilt, the catcher. Hilt hasn't gotten too much playing time for the Eagles just yet, the sophomore. 29 at-bats. This is her 30th at-bat of the, decently aged season. And she's in an 0-2 count, one of the toughest pitchers in the Northeast, Boaz. Let's see what happens here. The pitch, the delivery. She's going to watch a ball out on the other side of the plate, so she's worked the count to 1-2 now.
And And that's a great eye there from Hill. It's very easy to get antsy, right? Especially for someone who hasn't had a lot of at-bats this season, right? To look at an 0-2 count. That was a well-located pitch by Boaz.
1-2, she bites it off. It's going to be caught up by the first baseman, and she'll just tag the bag. Quick, bang, bang, unassisted double play for the Terriers. Boaz kind of mitigates that first base runner with one swing of the bat, and suddenly it's 2 outs for the Eagles.
Yeah, and that's where the Terriers shine as well, right? Even when they let base runners on, right? Either it's Sellers catching and stealing attempts, or they're very good at turning double plays, a great infield.
Mm-hmm. So here is Elizabeth LaViolette, left fielder for the Eagles. She watched the first strike go by, and Boaz will prepare for the 0-1 count now. Caitlin Coker impinging from third base, looking for the bunt, but instead LaViolette will just let that one go by for another strike. It's an 0-2 count now. Boaz, 0-2 count, the delivery. Check swing, did she go? No, she did not, says the third base umpire, so we'll do it again. 1-2 count now. What do you think, Jack? Did she go on that one?
Yeah, it's tough to say. I would say, generally in the situations, umpires have a very slightly better view than us, but it's a close one. I would say, probably not quite.
1-2 down in the dirt. It'll be 2-2 now. LaViolette has battled this count back. Payoff pitch here from Boaz. Another check swing down in the dirt, but that will run the count full. So from 0-2 to 3-2, let's see what LaViolette can do with this pivotal pitch here from Boaz. Count full, 2 outs. Put that ball in play out to the center fielder. Lauren Kelleher will rein that in pretty easily. Can of corn, and that'll do it for the top half of the second. For WTBU Sports, we'll hit an inning break. And welcome back to the Battle of Comm Ave here at BU Softball Field. It's a 0-0 game through 1.5 innings, and the Terriers, the number 20 ranked Terriers, will go to bat here in the bottom of the second. It's Lauren Nett, the first baseman, who will stand in here to start off the second. She watched the first pitch go by for a ball. The second pitch here from Addison Jackson, the pitcher, is a called strike. So 1-1 count here to Nett.
Yeah, credit to Addison Jackson right in the bottom of the first. Getting a couple base runners on, but able to get out of the jam.
Lauren Nett will rifle the ball down to third base over the third baseman's glove, and that'll be in for a base hit. Nicole Geary couldn't corral that one, and so Lauren Nett is on, first base runner of the inning.
Yeah, that's the thing, right, with BU. So many talented hitters all throughout the lineup. Right, they're gonna get hits. They're gonna get on base. But if you're the Eagles, right, it's all about can you keep BU from snowballing, because that's when they get really dangerous, right? When a couple base runners turns into a couple runs, when a couple runs turns into 4 or 5 runs, right? And that's really, what been BU's MO all season, right? They've been able to just run away from teams with big 4-run, 5-run innings, and then before you know it, you're down 8, 9, 10-0, and it's over in 5 innings.
It's Kylie Doherty, the freshman at the plate. She'll sky one out to right field. Easy catch there for the right fielder, LaViolette. And so we've got one down. And here comes the pitcher, Allie Bowes. Patriot League Pitcher of the Year, but she can still swing the stick, batting .293 already this season. And she's got some pop as well. 5 home runs on the season for the grad student Bowes. She'll watch the first pitch for a called strike.
Yeah, and for the grad student, right, that's really important for just how the roster is constructed, how you schedule your lineups, right, for your pitcher to be able to hit at the level she does.
0-1 pitch will be in there for a ball. So Boaz is keeping the bat on her shoulder thus far. 1-1 count. And the freshman, Addison Jackson, will deliver the 1-1 here. Swung on, bit off, and fouled down the third base line. So it'll be 1-2 count now to Boaz.
See a quick mound visit with Kenny Seagal. A couple words for a freshman pitcher.
1-2, fouled straight up, but it should be playable by Seagal. Seagal coming in and gets it. No tag from net, so that's 2 down pretty quick. And that brings up Audrey Sellers, the catcher.
That's really what you want to see if you're BC, right? You've gotten through the top of the Terrier lineup, got yourself in a jam, but got out of it with no runs. So you want to, the hope is that you would be able to just sort of gun down the bottom of the lineup.
Sellers is going to swing at the first pitch. Lazy roller to shortstop. She's just going to swallow it. So Sellers gets on, and there's your problem, Jack. The Terriers lineup is about to turn over here as the center fielder, Lauren Keller, who is having arguably the best offensive season for the Terriers thus far, climbs into the box once again for the second time in 2 innings.
Yeah, isn't that right? The hope, as I said, is that you would be able, right, to stop the Terriers there. But again, even the bottom of the Terriers lineup and Audrey Sellers, still at least somewhat of a threat, right? At 183 for Sellers, 293 for Allie Boaz.
First pitch to Kelleher is ball outside.
And again, for the second inning in a row of potential major turning point for Addison Jackson, right? Another jam. If she can get out of this one like she did in the bottom of the first, BC looking in a decent position.
Addison Jackson tries to quick pitch Kelleher. You should watch that ball outside. So 1-1 count here to Lauren Kelleher, who's got an OPS well over 1,100 on the season so far. 7 home runs, that leads the team. The last 4 years we've seen so much Kayla Raunchin that you see Kelleher having quite the season at the dish here, and it's not going unnoticed. She watches that ball outside.
And again, that just speaks to how great the Terriers are, right? You can have a hitter as great as Raunchin and, still not be able to fully say he's your best hitter.
Yep. 2-1. She'll watch that one outside. 3-1 count now. True hitters count for a true hitter. Kelleher will climb in for 3-1. Kelleher has started every single game for the Terriers so far, and they're 45-4-1 on the season. Not too shabby. 4 losses. They haven't lost in 18 games. They're unbeaten in 18. They've won 17 of those, the other being a tie to Providence. Kelleher is going to swing at that first pitch, and that might get down in the gap. It's over the right fielder's head. And that's going to be extra bases for Kelleher, and it'll plate 2. The Terriers are on the board on a Lauren Kelleher stand-up double to the gap.
That's where the Terriers make their money, right? 2 out hitting. Good job there from Lauren Kelleher again. able to get on his ass, get some pop, get some velocity, right, all the way to the wall. And again, right, those jams, right, Jackson, this is where you reset, get your composure, right? Players are good hitters. They're going to get some runs, but it's all about can you keep one mistake from turning into a problem, from turning into a major issue.
And that brings up Ronson, who goes hard at the first pitch and swings over it, trying to keep the inertia going of the Terriers' onslaught. So that'll be an 0-1 count. I'm flashing back to that Audrey Sellers base hit. If you get Sellers, you don't see the Terriers turn back over in the lineup, and you don't see Kelleher, who could plate 2 as she just did. Ronson watches the next pitch over her head. 1-1 count now. And so if you're Addison Jackson, freshman, 3.18 ERA on the season, you're facing this really poignant lineup, the 1-1 down low, 2-1 now to Ronson. What is going through your head as you kind of are not just turning the Terriers lineup over and giving up runs, but now you're really getting to the meat of that order? You've got Ronson up at the dish, and you got Caitlin Coker on deck. The 2-1, Ronson will put it in play, skied out, center field, can of corn. That'll end the inning, but the Terriers score 2 through 2, and we're on to the third here at BU Softball Field. It's a 2-0 game here at the BU Softball Field. The number 20 ranked Boston University Terriers welcoming arch rival Boston College to town. And we're through 2, and the Terriers are up 2 as the Eagles climb in with their left field or their first baseman, McKenna Segal. Jack, what have you seen from these first 2 innings?
Yeah, for the Eagles, they've been doing a good job, right? Trying to throw some haymakers early, but again, either from great fielding or great pitching from Boaz, right? They've been able to get out of these jams pretty easily, right? BC not really having a huge threat at scoring as of now.
Boaz's first 2 pitches are low and outside, so we've got a 2-0 count early here for McKenna Segal. I think that might have to be a strategy for the Eagles, is try and get Boaz out of this game. Obviously, you have a 2-headed monster in the Terriers rotation. If it's not Boaz, it's Casey Ricard. And you really want to just grit your teeth and get through both of them and try and turn the Terriers rotation over a little bit. Continue to play small ball. They've tried to lay down quite a few buns and just really frustrate Boaz. But thus far to know, only 1 hit through the first 2 innings. 2-0 count here. And the next pitch swung on and fouled down the line. Segal took exception to that one, and so it'll be a 2-1 count, just a touch early on that.
Yeah, again, we've talked about Boaz, right? We talked about, right, the typical tax, so to speak, right, when you're going second time, third time through the lineup. Right, Boaz still, still, like, not even through the first time through, right? We're still like 7-hole coming up for the first time.
Yep. Yes, indeed. So that foul back will run the count even at 2. Now Segal is looking to be tough with 2 as Boaz prepares her next pitch. The kick, the delivery. Swung on over to the shortstop, fired across the bag. That will be the first putout of the inning there for the Terriers. Kayla Ronson playing a steady short as always.
Yeah, absolutely. And, you know, a lot has been said of how well she hits the ball, and it's absolutely true, right? She's absolutely incredible in the batter's box. But again, finding someone playing a premium position at shortstop as well as she does in combination with that hitting, that's really what's made her one of one throughout her career.
So next will be the center fielder, Zoe Hines, the junior from Boston College. We'll climb in and look at a called strike to start off this at-bat. Hines will watch a little worm burner down in the dirt for the next pitch. We'll do 1-1. No swing there, obviously. Hines hitting, 200 on the season. Only a couple extra base hits, 2 doubles, 2 RBI. This Eagles lineup is looking kind of depleted towards the end. You've got a bunch of players who haven't gotten too many at-bats, and they're kind of feeding them to the Sharks here and facing them up against Allie Bose as another called strike draws the count to 1-2.
And again, on a very grueling season, right? You're playing, upwards of 47, 48, 50 games right before the respective conference tournaments.
As Hines puts that one slow dribbler to second base, that's going to be a heroic play, but routine all the same there for Brooke DPS. And that's 2 outs now for the Terriers.
And again, right, despite giving up that hit, despite giving up that error, right, with the double play, with Sellers able to throw a runner, trying to count stealing, right. Still, it's as if it's been 1, 2, 3 innings, right? 9-hole, 2 outs in the third.
Here's the second baseman, Emma Jackson, for the Eagles. Jackson hitting a .236 on the season. Pretty routine player for the Eagles, more defensive than offensive, but plays a steady second base. She watched the first one for a ball and just watched the second for a ball. Kind of a lunging out of the batter's box approach here for Emma Jackson, the second baseman.
It's all about patience in situation coming up against Boaz.
So Jackson will lunge out for a third straight pitch. This one over the opposite end of the batter's box, but still it's a 3-0 count. So we're going to see a fastball here to Jackson. See what she can do with it. She's going to try and get the free pass, but instead we'll watch a strike. This approach is so interesting because Jackson is basically out of the batter's box by the time the pitch is crossing the plate. You can try and give a tell that you're going to take on a pitch, but she's basically out of it. And she charges forward, and it's going to be over the center fielder Kelleher's head. Really out of position there for Kelleher, and she's going to turn in a stand-up double. Wayward throw in, but that'll still keep Jackson at second. And so Emma Jackson with a stand-up 3-1 double, and that's the first extra base hit and only the second hit of the game for the Eagles.
Right, and just before that pitch, I was about to say, right, I was very interested in seeing how Emma Jackson looks when she's swinging, and that time looked pretty well. Again, I guess that step-in would, give you a little bit of momentum coming towards the ball, or potentially, a slight running start going down the first base line. Again, working out well for her there.
Next pitch is Slyke, and she's going to put a gapper, keeping Kelleher busy. And so that'll be another double. She's in there sliding. It'll be an RBI double there for Hannah Slyke, and the Eagles are now on the board.
Again, it's the Eagles' turn for some 2-out hitting there.
And
then just firing it right into the gap, catching Kelleher out of position.
It's a similar thing where the bottom of the lineup manages to turn over to the top. Then you get your heavy hitters to really pick up some moments that they're known for. Here's Nicole Geary, who's one of the better hitters for the Eagles up. The third baseman will look for the first pitch from Boaz. She'll watch that in for a ball. But with that first pitch swinging for Slyke, that was she swung on the first pitch in the first at bat as well. So it seems like the Eagles are either willing to let the count really run full and get Bose to throw a lot of pitches, or they're trying to jump on her and catch these Terriers off guard. That's two straight comebackers right out to the center field. And Kelleher has been out of position for both of them. On the Emma Jackson double, it went clear over her head. It seemed like all the Terriers were kind of edging in, looking for some soft contact. And just with that slike pitch, it was really just out of position and a bad jump on the ball. And, Kelleher is a very sound defender out in center field. It's a very tough position, but all the same, the Eagles are kind of jumping on the Terriers here as Ashley Jackson goes out for a little mound visit. Calm down, Boaz. Got the whole infield in there. And we'll get ready here for Gator Robinson, the shortstop for the Eagles. No, I'm sorry. It's still Nicole Geary. I got too excited for Gator Robinson. 2-0 count here to Geary.
I did not blame you. Gator Robinson, all-time great sportsman.
All-time name. All-timer. 2-0 count, swung on. It'll be fouled. Hard contact, fouled down the third base line. So 2-1 count now to Nicole Geary. Geary, 152 at-bats already this season, 23 ribs. She's got an OPS up in the 9s and a batting average at 347. The 2-1. Swung on, skied out to Kelleher, ranging to her left. She'll catch that, and that'll end the inning, or the half inning, for the Eagles. Eagles get one back. It's 2-1 going to the bottom of the third. We are back here. It's BU, it's BC, it's the bottom of the third. BU's out to an early lead, 2-1. Caitlin Coker up at the dish. She's going to swing and put hard contact, but aired out to the center fielder to start out this inning. One pitch, one out. Fast start here for the Eagles, and that'll bring up Lizzie Avery. I'm Charlie Moore for WTVU, alongside me, Jack Hughes. And Jack, pretty good game so far as BU-BC, what you've become accustomed to with this rivalry. The last matchup between these two teams last year was not as close. That was an 11-0 victory for the Terriers, but all time, Lizzie Avery is going to sky that one out to the shortstop. Can of corn for Gator Robinson, who will rein that in. And 2 pitches, 2 outs. And, I can't talk fast enough. The Terriers are skying everything out. But as I was saying, the Terriers may have won the last matchup last year, 11-0, but they still are behind on the all-time record. It's 25 wins for BU and 26 for the Eagles in 51 matchups.
Yeah, and that's what you always hope to see, right? In these big rivalry matchups, right? I hate to see them be lopsided. So, always great to see 2 great teams competing throughout the decade.
Brooke DePies is going to sky one out to left field. That's going to get out over the fence. We've got a long ball here for the Terriers, and the entire Terriers bench is going to meet her at home plate. Our first long ball of the game, and Brooke DePies with her 3rd home run of the season, 28th RBI of the season. And you can hear the Terriers dugout celebrating.
That one, the Terriers classic, and that one, Fireball by Pitbull. Send the melody to that. Very great. I would say great choice. Great choice. Apologies to any of our listeners who will have Pitbull stuck in your head for the rest of the day. Very catchy. Works for them. And of course, the solo homer, also great to see, right?
Yeah, and she got a hold of that one. It was good contact, but it was kind of ranging towards the left field foul line, foul pole, and just hooked around it for her third home run of the season. And so now it is Lauren Nett who's up to bat. She's already down on a 1-1 count. Addison Jackson making quick work of this at bat. It'll be soft contact, ranging out, a little looper, kind of trouble, but reined in there by the right fielder Stevens, and that'll end the inning. Terriers bring one in on the solo home run. It's 3-1 going to the fourth. It's the top of the fourth here. BUBC, familiar foes, doing battle once again on the Com Ave rivalry. Terriers out 2 in early lead. It's 3-1 on the 2 RBI double by Lauren Kelleher and the solo home run by Brooke DePies. As we get the top of the fourth going, it'll be Gator Robinson who will square a bunt and run out of the box without making contact. So we've got an 0-1 count and yet another bunt squared for the Eagles.
Yeah, BC, you're really trying to keep Boaz on her toes, right? Sometimes looking for that short contact, those bunts, sometimes swinging for the fences, as in the 2 doubles that got them their 1 run so far. And again, I think I saw it, right? Keeping Boaz out of a rhythm.
She'll bounce the next pitch for a ball, so it's 1-1. And the next pitch, she thought about it. Gator Robinson squared her hands, but lets that one go by for a called strike. It's 1-2 count now to the Eagles 3-hitter. Gator Robinson, 226 average, but an on-base machine, 379. That's a credit to her 24 walks this season. As she watches that ball up, it'll be 2-2. Terriers bench wanted that one as a called strike, but we'll do it again. All even at 2. The 2-2 swung on, fouled out, not in the range of Coker. And so same thing again, 2-2 count. And Allison Boaz will go back to work. In her 4th inning of work through 3, 1 earned, 3 hits. Pretty strong stat line so far. 3.0 ERA on the day, 1.0 whip. Keeping both walks and hits under control. Gator Robinson will swing that out to the shortstop Ronson, who fired across the diamond for the first putout of the 4th inning.
Yeah, Boaz able to throw with confidence there, right? Knowing her veteran defense, great infield behind her, right? Able to make those plays, particularly Ronson at shortstop there. And, credit to them as well. Boaz able to pitch with confidence there.
Yeah, I spoke to Caitlin Coker earlier this season about what she does as the reigning defensive player of the year. as we see a 1-0 count now to Jordan Stevens. And Coker actually just put it back on Boaz and Casey Ricard that she has so much confidence playing behind her pitchers, and in turn, her pitchers can have so much confidence with her playing behind them. And, you know, how strong this left side of the infield for the Terriers. You have a reigning Defensive Player of the Year in Caitlin Coker. You have a reigning 2-time Patriot Player of the Year in Kayla Ronson. It's really a black hole of putouts, if you will. As another foul out to Coker, it'll be foul where she corrals it. So it's now 1-2 to Jordan Stevens. But how about this left side of the infield, Jack?
Yeah, absolutely. And an absolutely great point, right, about kind of being this positive feedback loop. And that's really, you know, what's made the Terriers so special, particularly, as mentioned, on defense.
1-2, that'll go down, and 2-2 count. And Jordan Stevens walked away really quickly. I thought that might have been a punchy, but all the same, 2-2 count now. And no strikeouts in this game so far.
Boaz doing a good job avoiding the barrel, right, pitching to contact.
2-2 swung on. That'll be past Ronson and into the outfield for a base hit. And so Jordan Stevens battles to a base knock and gets on for the first base runner of the Eagles' fourth.
Yeah, with that, the Eagles as well have been able to get a hold of a few, right, including that one right there, the 2 doubles to give them their 1 run so far. Again, Boaz being aggressive, BC having a few opportunities, taking advantage.
And so now it's Macy Hilt, the catcher, in her, her 31st at-bat of the season. She'll watch the first pitch pass her by for a called strike. Hilt, 206 on the season thus far. Just 6 base knocks on 31 at-bats. The 0-1 she'll swing on. Corralled by Bo. She looks at second, decides to go to first. She'll get Hilt, but that'll advance the runner. So we've got 2 outs and a runner on second. And that's going to bring up Elizabeth LaViolette, who's hitting .215 on the season. Senior left fielder. 14 walks, 5 ribbies. She's looking for a 6th right here with Stevens on second. First pitch to her. Half swing did not go. And so that'll be a ball in the dirt. 1-0 count to start off for LaViolette.
Boaz is testing her composure as well, right? She's had a little bit of trouble, right, in the field. Right? Could have possibly turned double play on that one if she fielded it perfectly.
Well, it's okay that she didn't. She got the put out, got the easy out. It's a swinging strike for the next pitch of the at bat. It's a 1-1 count now to LaViolette. And the 1-1. She watched that outside. Runs the count up to 2-1. Sellers is keeping a close eye on Jordan Stevens. Orty has caught a runner stealing this game, but seems to be biting on the fakes. Fouled off on the 2-1 count. That'll run it up to 2-2. Just got a piece of it. And so, 2's wild here in the fourth. 2 balls, 2 strikes, 2 outs. Nelson Boaz is checking her wrist sleeve for the next pitch. Then it'll be a ball outside, run it full. 3-2 count now.
Good punches here for BC. As much as they've had this opportunity now, it's time to fully take advantage.
3-2, and that's going to be a ball outside. Boaz is not happy about it, but that'll be the first walk she's retired this game. And that brings up McKenna Siegel, the first baseman. The inning will continue. First and second, Audrey Sellers going to calm things down out on the bump. And so it's McKenna who went 0 for 1. A little fly out to start out the her day at the plate. And she's made some putouts of her own over at first base. 234 hitter on the season through 94 at-bats. She's got a lot of doubles, 7, and 4 long balls as well. 14 ribs, and she'll be looking to collect a couple more with the runner in scoring position here. She watched the first pitch in there for a called strike. Was looking a little more confident after meeting up with Sellers.
Sellers' leadership at the backstop, another key aspect.
She's going to put that in play over to second base. Bad hop, but easily corralled there by Brooke Dick. Yes, she'll fire onto first and end the inning. So that's the 4th no blood. And through 4, 3-1 BU. We are back here at BU softball field. Charles Moore alongside Jack Hughes. I almost said Jack Doherty. Nope, that's the batter at the plate. It's Kylie Doherty who skies that one out on the first pitch to the center fielder, and we've got one down already in the bottom of the 4th. Jack, halfway through this game, how you feeling?
Yeah, for Addison Jackson here, right, she has been absolutely just mowing people down, already, right, another 1 pitch out again. First pass inning in the 3rd, she's been doing pretty much her best Mark Burley impression, just 1 pitch flyouts, 1 pitch groundouts, and then the Brooke DPS homer, that was also, I believe, on 1 or 2 pitches. Again, just really making her way through the middle of this game. With a lot of confidence, really attacking the zone, really challenging BU's hitters.
Boa's up now, and she'll sky this one out to center field as well. And so 2 quick outs, to your point, Jack. Yeah, Addison Jackson, who's retired 3 runs, but only on 4 hits. Definitely pitching this one quickly.
And with that, it's been some scares, right? There have been a couple of hits that are going a little more towards the wall, but so far, right, nothing up, with the exception, right, recently of that Deck PS homer, which with how it was rangy, could have very easily gone foul.
Easily. And so it's Audrey Sellers who will go after one in the dirt. It's an 0-2 count now for Sellers. Sellers, the catcher, 1 for 1 on the day, was key to getting the Terriers lead. With 2 outs at the bottom of the lineup, she got on base and then scored on the Lauren Kelleher RBI double, 2 RBI double. So Sellers, the catcher, kind of something of a huge leader for this team. A grad student, 1 of 7 grad students on the roster, maybe 1 of 7 grad students in this lineup. The 1-2 count to Sellers. That ball is down in the dirt. No need to swing at that one. And so that'll run it even to 2-2.
And with that, both teams, right, doing a great job in 2 outs hitting. I believe every run scored this game has been with 2 outs. For either squad, so both teams really keeping composure there.
2-2 is going to be out on the other side of the zone, so it's running at full now. 3-2, 2 outs, 2 Sellers, the catcher for the Terriers. She'll climb in here for the next pitch from Jackson. She'll bite that one off and sky it foul into probably the BU Track and Tennis Center. And so we'll do it again here, 3-2. Sellers climbs back in. Jackson ready and deliver. And that'll be a ball down at the knees, ball 4, and Sellers is aboard with 2 outs. Once again, bringing up Lauren Kelleher. Flashback to the second. Lauren Kelleher got the Terriers started with the 2 RBI double with 2 outs. And she'll be looking for more of that magic. She split the left center gap and, a little opposite field hitting that scored her Terriers and put them ahead. Back in the second. First pitch to her. Ball up at the eyes. Pitch out maybe. But Sellers isn't going anywhere. And Kelleher didn't bite. So it's a 1-0 count now. Swung on. That'll be back up the middle. Unable to corral it by the center fielder. It bounces off her glove. That's going to be trouble. And Sellers is rounding third. And Kelleher wants to go to third. And she'll get a stand-up triple. Easy peasy. She's got a double and a triple. And Kelleher is all over the Eagles here today. It's 4-1 Terriers.
Yeah, you are right to mention that bottom of the second. We have very similar situation there, right, with Sellers. Great discipline, being able to get the walk. And then when you turn back over the Terrier lineup, right, that second time through the line attack, that third time through the line attack, it's looking to potentially hit Addison Jackson very hard here.
And so here's Kayla Ronson trying to keep the party going. Terriers now up 4-1. She watches a ball down by the shins. So on that pitch, Kelleher just slaps it back up the middle. Good, clean piece of base hitting. And the center fielder, Zoe Hines, charged it in, ricocheted off her glove, just didn't play it right. Got to put the body behind that one. Ronson's going to swing at that one, and it'll be an unassisted play from McKenna Siegel, the first baseman. But the damage is done. 4-1 Terriers through 4 innings as we head to the 5th.
Oh, no.
We are back here at BU softball. The Terriers are out to a 4-1 lead over the Boston College Eagles. And we've got a new wing on the mound for the Terriers. It's Casey Ricard, the sophomore, the reigning Patriot League Rookie of the Year. Ricard is, more the familiar face for the Terriers. Definitely their leader in innings. She's got 177 innings pitched so far, a 1.19 ERA. She's 23-3 on the season. A 140 opposing batting average for Casey Ricard. What can you say about this sophomore phenom on the bump for the Terriers?
Yeah, for Casey Ricard, right, really come into her own. One of the leadership of Boaz, right, that first season, right, and obviously she did great then, right, the rookie, or right, rookie of the
Yeah,
year,
pitcher of the rookie of the year.
Yeah, and so again, taking another huge leap here, right? That's what's really great about these players, right? The ability to adapt and still grow, right? To not only not take that sophomore slump, but take that huge leap forward.
Absolutely right. Well, Ricard's first two pitches have been balls up high, the 2-0 count, and that'll be another ball up. And so Zoe Hines, the center fielder for the Eagles, is now looking at a 3-0 count, and Audrey Sellers is going to go out and settle things down. Allie Bowes, her final line, 4 innings pitched, 4 hits allowed, 1 earned run, 1 walk. Pretty good numbers for Allie Bowes. I'd say that's pretty standard for the reigning Patriot League Pitcher of the Year. She moves over to first base, and Lauren Nett will take a load off on the bench now as Ricard comes in to pitch. And so 3-0 count, and that'll be a strike called. So 3-1 count now for Hines.
Yeah, Hines trying to make up for that mistake in the center field.
Just a miscue off her glove, right?
Absolutely.
Yeah. So 3-2 count now. Casey Ricard has given no pitch that Hines wants to swing at, but all the same, it's a 3-2 count now. Also, I said that Lauren Nett was off the field. That was actually Kate Pryor who will take a break. It's Lauren Nett who will move into left field as the next pitch is fouled off by Hines down the third base line and out of play. We'll do it again, full count here for Casey Ricard's first batter of the game. So Hines is going 0 for 1 in her first at-bat. She's just dipped below the Mendoza line on the season, trying to get that back. She'll swing and miss, and that's the first strikeout of the game for either team. As Casey Ricard, 7 pitches, but gets the first K of the day, and Terriers have 1 away.
Yeah, and that's been Ricard's specialty in comparison to Boaz, right? Boaz been doing a little bit more of a pitching to contact, right? Ricard, trying for a little bit more of being right that swing and miss merchant.
And so that brings up Emma Jackson, the second baseman, who will watch the first pitch for a ball. Emma Jackson, the second baseman, not to be confused with the starting pitcher Addison Jackson. Jackson, who had a single up the middle, or rather over the head of center fielder Lauren Kelleher back in the third inning. And so she's looking to recreate that here. 242 on the season, 17 runs, 4 ribs. The next one's going to be up high, called a ball, so it's 2-1 now to Emma Jackson.
Yeah, see, everyone knows all about you, John. I think a couple minutes. Yeah, he did. Whoa, they're divers. She's Patriot League champion, John.
The 2-1 will be another ball, so it's 3-1 now to Emma Jackson, the Eagles' second baseman.
Yeah, Ricard getting settled in here after a couple outside the zone.
Emma Jackson puts contact. Ronson will field that on a hop and fire it across the diamond for another putout. That's her third putout of the game, and it's 2 outs now for the Terriers.
You see that right, Ricard still keeping that composure, able to fight back despite being down, right, seeing some hitters count.
Oh, don't say all
That
that.
one.
Don't say all that.
A lot of confidence there. Come right down the middle.
So it'll be the top of the order back again. It's Hannah Slike who will foul back the first pitch. She's 1 for 2 on the day, 354 on the season, 27 RBIs. Not too shabby for your leadoff hitter and extra hitter, the designated hitter Slike. She awaits the 0-1 from Ricard. Swung on, looping foul just barely down the first base line. Could have been extra bases for Slike, but she'll climb back in. It's an 0-2 count now.
Not a bad swing there from Slight, just taking a long loop. Those types of swings you have to get if you're going up against her card.
0-2, and she'll swing it right back up the middle. Good for a base hit. And so Slyke is back on the base paths for second hit of the day.
Yeah, that one's just great timing, right in the vicinity of her card, but again, with that much velocity, you can't really, you really cannot blame the card for not making that play. Yeah, just finding the gap from there.
So we've got a little bit of a break. Third base coach for the Eagles taking a talk with the umpires, and so we'll see. Slyke done for the day. That's she'll finish 2 and 3 as we get a pinch runner in for the Eagles.
Interesting to see there.
Well, you want a little more speed. It's a 3-run ball game. Trying to string together some hits. 2 outs. And so it is Nicole Geary up at the plate. She'll watch the second pitch of the at-bat go by. It's 1-1 count. Hard swing at a pitch, even with her eyes, runs it to 1 and 2.
And that's really Ricard's main specialty, as you mentioned previously. And really
1-2. Same place, but she didn't bite this time. Runs it even to 2 and 2. So the 2-2 here, 2 outs. Ricard delivers and hard swing and miss. Ricard emphatic with the face mask removal, and that'll be the end of the 5th for the Eagles. Coming back at you with the Terriers bats on WTVU Sports.
What is it?
We are back live here at BU Softball Field. It's a 4-1 winning effort right now for the Boston University Terriers as they welcome and challenge Boston College to, the city of Boston. And it's Caitlin Coker up at the dish, the reigning Defensive Player of the Year, the reigning Scholar Athlete of the Year. And she'll put good wood on that one and send it straight through to the outfield. So she's got a base hit, her first of the day.
Jackson trying for the sprawling catch there, but nice just outside the edge of the glove. And for Addison Jackson, right, it's another potential jam here. But she's done pretty well. She's obviously let up a couple runs, but again, has yet to let the Terriers really snowball, get those signature 4 or 5 run innings, and it's allowed BC to at least be competitive in this one so far.
Yep, 3-run ball game so far. We've got Lizzie Avery up at the dish. Avery, the extra hitter today, grad student from Alameda, California. She's going to have a stop, have a quick talk with Ashley Jackson, the skipper for the Terriers. And what a skipper she has been. 4-time Patriot League Coach of the Year. She's built really quite the dynasty here at BU. And, all these grad students that we're seeing, the first 4 hitters of this lineup are all, tremendous, and all have been part of 5 consecutive regular season titles. 4 of the last 5 seasons have been Patriot League Championship seasons. Avery squares to bunt, and she's going to have a perfect bunt straight down the line. That'll advance Coker over to second as she sacrifices herself. And you can, if I were to guess what Ashley Waters just told her, I'd assume it was lay down the bunt. And it was a perfect bunt by Lizzie Avery straight right in front of the plate.
Yeah, absolutely right. You know, almost video game accuracy there, right? Just going straight down, had some nice spin.
It's Brooke DePies who homered last time, and this one's going to fly out, and it is too much for Emma Jackson. That one's going to get down off her glove. And DePies is in for a standing error double. We'll see what the scorers want to give her on that. It bounced off the glove, but a very difficult play for Emma Jackson, the second baseman. All the same, Terriers have runners at second and third now for Lauren Nett. And so it's Nett who started at first and has since moved out to left, or rather right field. Nett, who has been really, really useful for the Terriers over the last 4 seasons. This season, 261 through 93 at-bats, 24 hits, but nothing extra base just yet. And this would be a pretty good time for her to get her first extra base hit of the season. It's 24 singles. It's pretty impressive to pull off.
Absolutely. No, again, even right, that single, even potentially a productive out here.
Yep. She's going to bite that one off, and it'll be a fly out for the ranging first baseman, McKenna Siegel. So no runner advanced. She kind of just bit that one off and skied it out to the first baseman. Little bloop that couldn't get down for yet another Lauren Nett single. But all the same, just one down, and here comes Kylie Doherty. Kylie Doherty, the only freshman in this lineup. And, you talk about all these impressive grad students and seniors and how tremendous and how many Patriot League accolades this roster has. But how about this freshman right fielder, Kylie Doherty, who's just been kind of really important to the meat of the order for the Terriers. 238 this season, 7 doubles, and 7 home runs. So, this freshman's got pop. She fouls off the second pitch of that bat, so she's now up to a 1-1 count. The TTC is getting berated today, and the second ball off the wall of the TTC, the BU Track and Tennis Center. 1-1 count here to the freshman outfielder from Bolton. She's going to watch that one go by, up high, 2-1 count above the letters. And so Doherty's into a pretty productive at-bat already. 37 RBIs on the season. She's got 2 runners in scoring position. She might be looking for 38, 39, or maybe even 40 if she can put one over the fence. 2-1. She watches that one go by for another called ball. And 3-1 count. Perfect hitter's count for Kylie Doherty, the right fielder.
Absolutely. And no productive out opportunity, right? With Nett's previous bloop to first.
3-1. She watches that, and it'll be called a strike, so runs the count full, 3-2. She definitely had the red light going. She didn't even take the bat off her shoulder on a pretty squared up inside pitch, but 3-2, 2 outs. Let's see who wins in a battle of freshmen. That pitch is going to be a called strike, and Kylie Doherty goes down looking. So that'll be the end of the 5th inning for the Terriers. None in, 2 stranded. It's 4-1 BU as we go to the 6th. We are back here at BU softball field. It's the top of the sixth, and the Terriers are out to a 4-1 lead. Sophomore reigning Patriot League Rookie of the Year Casey Ricard is on the bump for the Terriers, and after a 1-2-3 inning, she starts it off with a called strike here to the Eagles shortstop Gator Robinson. We've already commented on how fantastic that name is, and you know, there's really a phenomenon in college sports about really tremendous names, and I think Gator Robinson is getting slept on here in the pantheon of really good names. And so it's a 1-1 count here to Robinson, the shortstop. Robinson, a freshman for the Eagles. She's going to take a big cut at that one. Swings over it, so it's 1-2 now. For those of you just joining us, Charles Moore, Jack Hughes, WTBU Sports. Thank you for joining us on this Tuesday afternoon. Last week of classes here at BU. Ricard's next pitch is just up a little bit, so it'll be a 2-2 count now. But yeah, the beauty of May is upon us. Starting tomorrow, and then classes end tomorrow, and it's finals week, and then it's just BU softball that we'll be worrying about as Casey Ricard gets that next one foul tip, but squeezed by Sellers. So her second strikeout of the game retires Gator on 5 pitches.
Yeah, for BU Sports, softball, one of the main attractions here right at the beginning of May, but also men's lacrosse in the Patriot League tournament, looking to continue success there.
Yep. As our next batter, the lazy ground ball to Ronson, who corrals and handles that one easily. Jordan Stevens is retired on just one pitch, and now we've got catcher Macy Hilt. And let's not forget men's tennis, that just this past weekend won their very first Patriot League championship. Huge for them. They get Harvard in the NCAA tournament starting on Friday. And so it's Macy Hilt, the catcher, 0 for 2 today. Macy will watch that first pitch for a called strike. I appreciate that both teams have got the stirrups going. The Eagles' gold and crimson stirrups are looking really good. Next pitch is in there for another called strike, so it's an 0-2 count now to Hilt.
And, you know, something really special about this BU pitching tandem, right? Not only that they're both great, but that they're both great in different ways. You know,
another pitch, same place. That one called for a ball. 1-2 count now. But you're right, it's like fire and ice. With Ricard, you've got a fireballer who will really challenge you, pump the ball in, put it in the zone, and dare you to swing at it. Whereas Bose is really just trying to get a lot of soft contact, ground balls, and relying on the defenders behind her. As Ricard's next pitch is up there for another ball, 2-2.
Yeah, and then obviously, you know, there's the most, the most obvious difference, right? Ricard, a righty, Boaz, a lefty.
Of course.
Yeah, that in and of itself changes how different batters approach.
Hilt will put a charge into that ball, but it'll flail out to the right field foul territory. So we'll do it again at 2-2 with 2 outs. You know, Ricard has surrendered just one hit in her 1.2 frames so far. She's looking to pick up maybe her 3rd strikeout here. She gets herself in another 2-strike count. Checks the sleeve. Is now ready to deliver. 2-2 pitch. Watched, goes by. That'll run it full 3-2. And so full count to Macy Hilt, the catcher. Very patient hitter both thus far today. She's really been running counts heavy. And although she's 0 for 2, she's making BU pitchers throw a lot of pitches. So count is full here, 3-2. Ricard delivers. That'll be ball 4 over the inside. And so Macy Hilt will take first. Audrey Sellers will walk out and console Ricard on her first walk of the day. Never mind, no, she won't. We'll get another pinch runner here. That's going to be Caitlin DeGuire, who is going to sub in for Macy Hilt.
Trying to see a second inning in a row, right, where BC being aggressive, getting their pinch runners in early, right, whenever they have an opportunity. They have 3 runs to make up. So, yeah, it's been them really trying to make the most. They know time is running out, right? They only have, including this one, 4 outs left.
No, she's lying. Don't worry.
So our next batter, who puts a foul ball back to catcher Sellers, is Elizabeth Lavoilette. She's 0 for 1 today with a walk, and on the season so far, 215. But decent amount of hits here for the lefty. Lefty, she watches that one go by.
Last time, top of the 5th, when they subbed in Tanis Jackson as a pinch runner, didn't work out particularly well as
She just had nowhere to run.
Yep, you got the out immediately after.
Lavoilette's going to sky that one out to Ronchin, pedaling back, but she'll be called off by the left fielder. And so that will do it for the Eagles here in the 6th. The Terriers will get the bottom of the 6th coming up next. We are back live here. It's another installation of the Battle of Comab, the 52nd matchup between BU women's softball and BC women's softball. Terriers have the better of the Eagles so far. It's 4-1 as Ali Boaz, who started the game on the bump and is now swinging away here in the batter's box and playing first. She's taking pitches now. And so 1-0 count, and she'll look for the next pitch. She'll see that ball go up above her eyes, so she'll take that one as well. It's a 2-0 count, and we've still got the freshman pitcher Addison Jackson out there on the bump for the Eagles. Pretty decent day considering who she's been facing, this really high-octane offense. 2-0 inside, make it 3-0. Yeah, pretty good day for the freshman. 4 earned, 8 hits, 1 error, which you could argue should take away from one of the runs. But all the same, Addison Jackson has held her own here for the Eagles. What her team has not been able to do is Boaz watches her 4th ball and takes her base. What the Eagles have not been able to do is figure out this Terrier pitching staff. And that has kind of supplanted the otherwise low-scoring effort for what we're accustomed to for BU.
Yeah, again, both teams, able to get some hits, able to get themselves some opportunities, but BU just taking a little bit better advantage of those opportunities.
Audrey Sellers, the catcher, will square and move Boaz over to second. She almost legged out that bunt there, but Terriers still playing small ball, looking for some insurance runs as they get ready to shut the Eagles down in the top of the 7th. But, this scoreline has held for a few innings now, and the Terriers have led this entire game since the 2nd inning with the batter who is up now, Lauren Kelleher, who started the scoring off. And all the same, you can take insurance runs. But it is Lauren Kelleher who once again comes up with runners in scoring position. She's 3 for 3 today. She's got a single, she's got a double, and she's got a triple. You got to wonder what she's going for next. But all the same, Kelleher has been just phenomenal today. 424 on the season, 39 RBI. Might be looking for number 40 here. She puts a charge into that ball. It is deep. Far. Home run, Lauren Kelleher. And that is the cycle for Lauren Kelleher. How about that? She just puts a poke, and it's gone into the bushes, out onto Gardner Street. Lauren Kelleher, have yourself a day.
I knew you were alluding to it at the moment you said a single, a double, and a triple.
I didn't think
you
it
were
would
trying
happen.
to speak it into existence.
Wowza.
There's Lauren Kelleher. I mean, you said it right. Just, timing it up perfectly, getting a charge on it, getting under it, getting that pop. And, some insurance for BU.
Now you see why they squared the bunt. But it is 6-1 now for the Terriers. The Eagles will talk it through here defensively. It looks like we'll see. We've seen the last of Addison Jackson. That was a nuke. That was a shot, a no doubt home run for Lauren Kelleher. She just watched it fly. And so now we will. We've got Sydney Pecoraro, who's gonna pitch now for the Eagles, and we'll take a break and come back when we're ready to go to continue the sixth. We are back here at BU softball field. Quick pitching change for the Eagles as Lauren Kelleher has just completed the cycle with a nuke to right field to make it 6-1 Terriers. That brings up Kayla Ronson now. And so it is Sydney Pecoraro who is going to pitch now for. I'm sorry. It's Gabriella Otten. I've got my sheets mixed up, but all the same, it's Otten now, who's going to be pitching for the Eagles. Otten, the sophomore righty.
BC avoiding their main arms for this game.
Yes, this is just the second appearance this season for Otten, this is her fifth appearance of the season for Otten. 9.69 ERA, 0 for 1. She's pitched 8.2 innings, and she'll be looking to make it an even 9 on the season with 1 out already down on the board. Ronson will swing at that one, but send it foul. So now it's a 2-2 count to Kayla Ronson.
Again, BC facing down their final series of ACC play on the weekend of May 3rd through the 5th against Louisville.
Ronson watches the next one go by, runs the count full. So 3 games set against Louisville there for BC. And the Terriers will do the same, but in the Patriot League, they've got a doubleheader against Lehigh this Saturday, followed by a Sunday matinee, also against Lehigh. Ronson will put a charge on that one. Diving stop by the third baseman, but it'll be called foul. Quick on the trigger there by the umpire. So Ronson will come on back, fouling it down the line. Great stop by the third baseman, but it looked like she was going to swallow the ball, not make the throw. But all the same, Nicole Geary making a pretty tremendous stop over there by third base, if not called foul. And so Ronson with the 3-2 count. We'll do it again. The delivery. Ronson watches that one down by the shoelaces. So she earns her base. She walks, and that brings up Caitlin Coker.
So again, great discipline there from Ronson and for Auten. It's all about keeping composure here. The Terriers on the precipice of one of their patented big innings.
Coker puts a charge on the first pitch. That's going to be precariously down the line. Diving catch out there by the left fielder. Can't get Ronson a tag or catch her in the middle, but gorgeous diving play down the line by Elizabeth LaViolette. And she robs Coker of another chance at that at-bat, and it'll bring up Lily Avery. But it seems like the Eagles are doing everything but the bats today. Gorgeous defensive play there, out and left by LaViolette. And so here is Lizzie Avery, the designated hitter for the Terriers today. She's 0 for 2, at 341 on the season. She watches the first pitch in there for a strike.
What position did you play college?
Eagles just 7-14 in ACC play this season. Conversely, the Terriers are a perfect 15-0 in Patriot League play. They came close to perfection in Patriot League play last year, finished 18-1, losing their last game of the season to Lehigh. And they get a chance, I guess, at retribution with 3 games against Lehigh this season. That ball's going to be in the dirt and not corrallable by the catcher, Macy Hilt. So Ronson will get to advance to second on the pass ball, or rather the wild pitch. Knocked down, but not in enough time. And so Avery's now got a runner on second with 2 outs, 1-2 count. She'll wait for her next pitch here from Auten. And that'll be down in the dirt. Runs it up even to 2-2.
You mentioned that big Patriot League rivalry against Lehigh in the Patriot League standings, right? Despite being literally perfect, BU still does not have the Patriot League #1 seed locked up. As Lehigh, a similarly great season in Patriot League play, 14-1. So again, if Lehigh gets the better of the Terriers in that series, we could be seeing the Patriot League softball championships down in Bethlehem instead of in Boston.
And the Terriers have won the last 5, the 2-2. Check swing by Avery. They're going to call her that she went on that one. So that will end the inning for the Terriers. 6-1 as we head to the top of the 7th. Terriers looking to close things out as Casey Ricard looks to finish this one up. We'll have it back then. Top of the 7th here. It's a 6-1 ball game for the Terriers against arch rival Boston College. Casey Ricard, the sophomore, is looking to close out this game. So far scoreless through 2 innings of pitching play. And she will get the back end of the BC order, starting with McKenna Siegel, the first baseman, On deck is Zoe Hines and Emma Jackson to follow. First pitch here to Siegel. She'll foul that one back up off the umpire. Looks like he's okay. And so we've got no 1 count to start for Ricard. Siegel 0 for 2 today. If there were a time to get a hit, it would be now, as the Eagles are looking at a 5-run deficit in their last chance. As they watch that next pitch up for a ball, and he draws the count even at 1. So obviously you've got Lauren Kelleher, who has 5 of the Terriers' 6 runs batted in today. That's been pretty tremendous, but how about this pitching performance from the 1-2 punch of Ali Boaz and Casey Ricard? Just 1 earned run, 5 hits, only 1 walk, a couple strikeouts for Ricard as well. 1-2 pitch, check swing. Did she go? They're going to say no, she did not. And so that'll draw the count to 2-2.
Yeah, and again, you talk about the open, right? That's really what makes these Terriers special, right? The combination of the offense and the defense, right? This one, they were really both firing on all cylinders.
2-2 popped up into foul ground. Caitlin Coker ranging over. She'll make a catch over her back for the first out, and Siegel is retired. Pretty stellar defense so far. Only just one error. There was a miscue by Hines that didn't go down as an error, but still counted for a double that triple for Kelleher en route to her first career cycle. But Coker makes a pretty good play down the third base line. And we'll get a pinch hitter here. Zoe Hines, the center fielder, her day is done. It's going to be Jewel Shields, the senior.
Yeah, and again, BC, we saw it a little bit right in the 5th and 6th, pulling up all the stops, putting in pinch runners.
A couple pinch runners.
Yep, to try and make up some ground here. Didn't work out, as both of those pinch runners, were put on with 2 outs and didn't really have an opportunity to show off their speed, with BU able to force outs immediately following. We'll see if Jewel Shields can change that trend.
Jewel Shields, 233 on the season. She's started in 39 games for the Eagles. This will be our 104th at-bat this season. The 1-0. That'll be in there for a strike. So 1-1 now with 1 out to the pinch hitter Shields. The 1-1. Up high, that up for a ball. 2-1 now to Shields. And credit to the Eagles, they have been vocal from the dugout all game long, and perhaps no more vocal than right now. They need 5 runs here. Shields will take a big hack at that one. Swung over it. 2-2 now.
And Ricard just staying in rhythm, really challenging the BC hitters. All right, can you stay in front of my pitches?
And so that next pitch will be right down the pipe. Shields will just look at it, and that'll be another strikeout, her 3rd of the game for Casey Ricard. 2nd one looking. And the Terriers now have 2 outs. They're an out away from another victory against the Eagles. They won the last 5 matchups between these 2 teams, and with a win here, they'll draw even in the all-time series at 26 wins apiece. So it'll be Emma Jackson, the batter who continues to lunge out of the box up forward, but it's worked for her. She got a pretty good base knock over Lauren Kelleher, the center fielder's head, back in the 2nd. So Emma Jackson will look at the first pitch for a strike. She'll swing out of her shoes for the 2nd one, so now she's down 0-2, and Casey Ricard is a pitch away here.
I know that's going to be the worst part of
Ricard just ever so intimidating to go up against these BC hitters.
The 0-2. Got a piece of it, fouled it backwards, and so we'll do it again. 0-2 still. 6-1 the score, 0-2 the count, 2 outs. Casey Ricard looking to bring this one home. The pitch. Emma Jackson watches that one outside the zone, so we've got to do it again. 1-2 now. Ricard calls for time. On the day, she's got 2 innings pitched, 2.2 thus far, scoreless, just 1 hit surrendered, 3 strikeouts. Ricard has been just as good as advertised. The 1-2, foul tip, but can't hold on to it for Sellers, so Emma Jackson will get another shot at it.
Jackson just doing everything she can at this point to at the very least keep this one alive.
1-2 to Jackson. Swung on and missed, and that'll do it. The Terriers take this one 6-1 on the back of a Lauren Kelleher hit for the cycle, as well as 1 run over 7 innings between Allie Bowes and Casey Ricard. For WTBU Sports, I'm Charles Moore. And thank you so much for tuning in. And we'll catch you on the next one. BU gets Lehigh next this weekend.